What's going on? Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, as you can probably see by the title. Why I am trying to be more living in the moment every day at the minute. To be honest, it's been a few months that I've been in this kind of mindset, probably since my little lad's been born actually. So we're talking like 6 months plus, maybe even the run up to him being born. I feel like I've just slowly started to realise how I spend a lot of my day not in the moment that I'm in right there. I'm like 10 moments ahead, if that makes sense. Like I'm always trying to think about the next moves. And even with this channel, at first it was like the next video, like I would be doing one video, but I'd be scripting like 3 or 4 at the same time, because I'm like, one's not good enough. Like I need to be, do you know what I mean? Like trying to drill some sort of, I don't know. I think it's just the mindset of how I've been. I'm sure there's a lot of you struggle with a similar sort of thing. Not specifically just on content creation, because that's just an example. But like I used to run my own business. That wasn't just mine. There was a few of us involved in that business, and I was always just thinking, like even when we were having like our top months, I'd get gassed for like a split second, and then I'm like, yeah, but what about next month and the month after, and like this time next year, this time in 5 years time. I'm like, I feel like I've started to realise when you live in that sort of mindset, all you do is kind of brush over the good. Maybe you do see the bad, maybe you do brush over the bad as well. So I'd say that, you know, there's pros and cons to it, I guess, when I'm thinking about it. But still, I don't think that the pros outweigh the cons. Like I felt like even in the business aspect, when it was all about just growth and what's going to be next, what are we going to do after that, what about after that, and then after that, and then in years to come, and then, whereas now, ever since having my son, to be honest with you, I've started to realise like there isn't ever going to be this moment ever again. Like even this right now, us here sitting chatting, okay, you can sit and watch back this video, but the first time that you watch this video and you connect with me in this format, you're not going to have that moment again. And all right, this is, you know, it's not like I'm making out like I'm someone special we're having, but I do feel like I rate the connection that we're having. Like all you lot that are tuning in, liking, commenting, and the subscribers are just going up and up as well. It's mind-blowing, to be honest. And all I've changed in the last like week to make me actually enjoy making this content more is just kind of be in the present moment, not be trying to plan ahead and what's this and what's that. I literally just turn the camera on and talking, and it's changed everything. It's changed the whole outlook of it to me anyway. Like the way that I approach doing these videos now, like I finish work, I'll go and park up somewhere where I know it's light and just stick the camera on and film it. Whereas I would like psych myself up for like 2 weeks or longer because I'm thinking about what, and then I'd be like, well, it's been that long now, I need to do like 4 or 5 videos because I need to make sure I've got time. Like I said, I just weren't living in that moment. I was kind of always living in what's down the line. I don't know. I do feel like to a degree cannabis can help with this. Like it definitely can help with this to a degree. Like if you're in a moment and your baby's screaming and crying and there's shit everywhere, and oh, you know what it's like when you're a dad. I'm sure there are some dads watching this, and if you've not, we've got some expectant dads, or even lads who have not got no dad, like no kids on the way, or maybe mums as well. Like I said, even though when I'm looking at my analytics, we're mostly talking to lads here, there are still women out there that are watching this as well. I appreciate you guys. We've had a few comments from women as well, and how, you know, things to do with cannabis changing your life, and I proper appreciate that, so I'm not knocking that one bit. So the same aspect from a mum, but that moment when you're in that moment and your baby's screaming and crying and you've got things to sort out, and at first I found myself getting stressed out thinking about the moment of like in the next day when I'm going to be fucking shattered now because I'm up again and I'm not sleeping properly. I've got this broken sleep, and I'm thinking ahead of how that's going to be, and then that's getting me kind of frustrated in that moment, and then I'm not there in that moment. I'm just living through my frustrations, and very quickly I realised that doesn't work. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. You need to, if you're getting overwhelmed in those situations, my missus told me, take yourself out of the room for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or however long, in just a little short period. You know the baby's safe, you know everything's going to be okay, just go and have a breather. And like I say, in that instance there, no amount of vaping bud is going to solve how you feel. It's more about being in the moment and understanding that this is a moment. Like, there is joy to be had in that moment as well, as fucking mad as it sounds. But when you approach it with that different mindset, and I've found this from my own experience, now there's times where my lad wakes us up in the night and we're laughing because he's just sat there in his bed like, and it's 3 a.m. and you're thinking, fucking hell, oh my God. But then you just have to take that breath. And, you know, at first, maybe you need to go and take yourself away for 5 minutes. Maybe it will help you to go and have maybe not in that instance with your baby, but, you know, if you're stressed out and overthinking things, maybe it will help you to go and take 5 minutes to go and have a little quick vape. But don't overdo it. Like, don't forget to live in that moment. Don't use that as an escape. It should be used as a tool. This is my opinion anyway. Something to help you. And there's many tools out there to help you. Some of them can just be a deep breath. Like, you don't always need to be leaning on that one thing. Again, it depends what you're trying to use it for. So I know we've touched on this with medical cannabis. It can be used for many things, but I'm talking specifically about this, you know, being in the moment. And necessarily, bud's not always going to help you do that. In fact, I will argue that, I'm not arguing with you, man, but you know what I'm saying. I will say that bud can actually have the opposite effect sometimes, depending on if you've had too much. Like, a certain amount, I feel like, will sometimes draw you out of the moment and into your head. I had friends back in the day that they said that they couldn't smoke because that's what it done to them. Like, no matter what, they would go from being sociable to just in their own head. For me, that's not something I've ever struggled with too much, but it depends on, you know, what type of weed I was using and how much of it I'd had, to be honest with you. Because it definitely can get to that point if you overdo it, where you're feeling like, oh, I just need a bit of moment in my own mind, you know what I mean? And you kind of pull yourself out of the moment and everything that's going on. So I've started to notice things like that. I never used to enjoy drives. I used to just be like, A to B, go there, do it. And now I'm trying to physically catch myself halfway through a drive and thinking, I didn't even clock, like, look at that view. I mean, there's a YouTuber I watch, Life of Tom, and he always says, would you just look at that view? And then the little phrases like that, it just, I know it's completely irrelevant, like me talking about his videos, it's nothing to do with this type of stuff, but that phrase there is perfect for just bringing you back into that moment. Like, just look at it. And I could be driving past a fucking gorgeous view and not notice it, because all I'm thinking about is get to my destination. I'm on my way here, and then when I get there, I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, and I've got to do this, and once I've done all those things, then I'm going to do this, and then I make them finally chill, and I make sure I'm, you know, I don't want to stay up too late, because I've got to be up in the morning, I don't want a baby to wake me up too many times, and I'm not going to get a good sleep, and all these are like thoughts that have always been there. And to be honest, when I was running my own business as well, that shit took over. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was a massive reason to why we stopped doing it, because I just didn't want our son, we didn't want our son seeing us not living in the moment, like, and not enjoying life, and just on this eternal grind of something that we didn't even have passion in, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother story anyway. But yeah, it's lots of things, whether it's scrolling, you know, social medias. Me personally, it's not something that I've been on for years now, social media. But YouTube itself, I say that, YouTube itself is a social media, and I do find myself, especially since I've been doing these videos, a couple of times, because I've been so well received by you lot, I've been like finding myself, like, rather than being in the moment and chilling, I'm like checking the comments. Ooh, is there any more comments? No, there's not yet. Okay. Right, back to chilling. And I'm not chilling. I'm just thinking, I wonder if there's any more yet, or if anyone's liked it, or, you know, if I wonder how it's doing. And I'm noticing it more and more, because I'm doing daily uploads at the minute, you know what I mean? I've literally had a video out every day for the last probably 3 or 4 days. Before that was probably a couple of days before that, and a day before that or something. I've been trying to keep as consistent as I can, because I am proper enjoying it, and like it's bringing a platform to me for me to come and have conversations like this with a bunch of other people who I'm sure you guys have got a lot to say in this regard as well. Like, we're in 2025. This is the era of fucking distractions. Do you know what I mean? It's everything out there is distracting you from the moment and telling you how, once you get this thing, then everything's going to be fine. And that's another thing with like vapes, for example. Like, you can sit there and look at someone else having this certain new vape. I did it the other day. I can't remember what it was now. Frolic, I think it's called, a new dry herb vape that's come out. And some people are saying like really good stuff about it. And I've seen a picture just on Reddit. Next thing, I'm reading more posts about it, and then I'm spending ages looking into it. And I'm sat there with my vape in my hand, and I'm not even using it because I'm sat there researching this other vape. And like, my vapes are fucking top. Like, I love them. I've already told you guys before. I got the Tiny Mite 2 and the Ariza Solo 3, and they are both bang on. Like, I feel like I'm at end game. But at the same time, people have said to me, get a bowl vape, you're going to see a huge difference. And I'm like, oh. And there's nothing wrong with improving, whether it's your setup or your car or your clothes or whatever it is that you have. There's nothing wrong with improving it, but you just got to remember that don't put too much importance on these external things. Like, ultimately, the most important thing is us, who we are and how we are as people. And if we're never in the moment, living presently and seeing things for what they truly are, then we're always chasing like what the next thing is, or what the next thing we're going to do or buy, or what we're trying to aspire to. There's nothing wrong with aspirations. Like, I'm not saying that, so please do not take it the wrong way. I'm sure you won't. You lot know the vibe anyway. Every time I say anything, like I think to myself, why did I even explain myself then? Because you lot are always picking up what I'm putting down. Like, straight away, the comments that you guys drop are like, wow, fucking hell, you know what I'm on about. I'm not the only one. Do you know what I mean? And it's nice to hear that. And that's another thing. Like, I feel good seeing that, and seeing that there's other people that feel the same. But then that also is helping me then to think, right, and this I'm hoping with this one, that I'm not the only one who doesn't feel like I'm in the present moment a lot of the time. I would say in the last 6 months, like I said to you, I'm stepping in the present moment a hell of a lot more. And then because you do it, it's like a muscle. Like, the more you flex that muscle and keep training it, the more it just like, it's easy to do. And it becomes like, rather than something that's a difficult task, it kind of just, it snaps straight out, you know what I mean? And the story of my son's a perfect example. I wouldn't change my son for the world. I love him to bits, and becoming a dad is probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, to be honest with you. It really is, and I mean that, and I'm sure there's other people who can vibe with that as well. And it's just mad to think that, like, there's times where, only at the beginning, where I was not being in that present moment because I was thinking about, I don't know, bullshit, basically. Do you know what I mean? What do they call it? Triple B, bullshit baffles brains. It's when you overdo all these thoughts in your head, and you're not there and now, sort of. Do you know what I mean? Operating in the there and now, and you're like, if you're chilling, you should be just chilling. Like, if I'm going home to sit with my missus and watch a TV show that we said we were going to watch, which I will be doing tonight, I can't wait, it's The Traitors Final. Boom, if you watch it, you already know. It's been sick. I've never watched it before, my missus got me into it this year, and I'm loving it, man. But yeah, that's something like that. And if I was to go home and I'm sat there, refreshing my feed to see if anyone's dropped any likes, comments, etc., then I'm not in that moment anymore. I'm in my own little thing in my head, whilst it's like my body's in that moment. But me, like, it's hard to explain but again, I know you're gonna know what I mean. It's like I'm just not there, and phones can be fuckers for this, in general. And I try and have notifications off as much as I can. Try and use Do Not Disturb as much as I can. I don't use social medias for the most part. Like I say, the only thing I use is YouTube. But even still, I still find myself getting caught in these things. And like I say, it's probably something that's never going to be ending, because that's the story of life, you know what I mean? Especially in 2020. Oh, sorry. I'll come out of nowhere. Especially in 2025, that's kind of how it is. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to. No, that's not what I meant to say. That's how it is. But we can train our muscle, our moment muscle, we could call it. We can train our moment muscle to pull us straight back into that moment. And then when something pops up and we start getting distracted, and nope, pull back in. And the more times you do that over and over and over again, the quicker you will find that you notice that you're distracted. Like I used to years ago now, when I used to actually like use social medias, like Insta. I was never on for TikTok, but like Insta, Facebook. I can't think of any others that I used. I don't really use Twitter or anything like that. But yeah, Insta and Facebook, say. And you could pull yourself out of the present moment for fucking ages and not even realise. I could anyway. And I know I see people every day doing the same thing. And you know, we're all in our own journeys, we're on our own paths, and that's fine. I'm not out here to try and change anybody else. Like, I'm not saying don't go on Insta, don't go on Facebook. Like, if you've got that level of control where you can, no matter what, just do what you want to do what suits you and what feels right. But for me, after so long, not being in that moment didn't feel right, and I started to realise like I was missing moments, and I was just, I was just not being present. And even sometimes I could be watching a video and I used to be like scrolling Insta at the same time, and I find myself rewinding the video so I can listen to what they said, and I'm rewinding it like 4 times. And I still will do that now sometimes. I could be listening to something in a headphone and I'm doing something in work and I get distracted whilst I'm doing what I'm doing, and I end up having to rewind it because I want to listen, and I just realised like I just didn't listen to that. Like, it was going directly in my ear, directly, before anything else, with noise cancelling, but somehow I didn't listen to it. Because I wasn't in the moment, because I was in the moment of, you know, doing whatever else or what it was I was doing at work. Like I say, nothing wrong with that when you have to prioritise certain things, and that's the thing. I think that how cannabis does tie into it as well. Like, yes, it can help you if you're really struggling with certain things in the moment and they're distracting you, and they're like, you could be in crippling pain and you struggle to just live your day to day. You could have mad anxiety. Like, there's so many things we've already spoke about, and it can definitely help you with that. But I think it's also wise to just train that muscle of ours that pulls us back in as well, because I think they go hand in hand. Like, I don't think that, you know, I'm not saying, you know, cannabis is bad for that. It definitely does. It definitely has a place within it. But I do think that we can't just rely 100% on something external to change how we are internal, especially when it comes to something like where it's just a thought we can actively change. So maybe, you know, next time when you find yourself pulling out of the moment a little bit, maybe just go and take 10 minutes, go and have a little vape, and, you know, rather than scrolling videos whilst you're having that vape, or listening to music, or watching a YouTube or TV program or whatever it is, if you're purposely trying to bring yourself back into that moment, bring yourself back into that moment. Or if you are watching a YouTube video, if you are watching it, just like I said there, watch the video. Like, actually watch it. Like, put your effort, and just like I'm doing here now, like I'm here in this moment talking with you guys, and that's it. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm not being distracted by a million other things with a script at my side. Like, that's what I was doing at first, and that's why I was really not enjoying it, because I wasn't here in the moment just chatting and vibing with the boys. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. And as I've said before, I've nothing against people doing them videos. I do watch some videos like that, but at the same time, I do tend to watch a lot more videos like this type of thing, just because it's what I click with the most, and therefore, why should I not be producing something like that, as opposed to try and do something that's not me? And in turn, I'm pulling myself back into that moment. And yeah, I hope it makes sense, guys. It's just a random one. It's completely separate. Like I say, this is not tied exactly into medical cannabis. We touched on it a little bit, but it's not all about that. But I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to see what you lot think and see if you're interested in having conversations on things like this as well, because this is the type of stuff that goes around my head. This is how I operate on a day-to-day basis, and it's something that I've been trying to improve for a long time, and I don't think I'll ever get to the end game of it, you know what I mean, the completed it stage. However, it doesn't mean that it's not worth playing the game and trying to get better at that, what do we call it now, the moment muscle. Trying to strengthen that moment muscle. So yeah, that's it guys, I'm going to leave it at there. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below. I will not be checking them straight away tonight, because I literally, like I said, I want to go and watch this Traitors final. I'm gassed for it, so at some point later on I'll check the comments. I'll reply to everyone if I can. If not, it'll be tomorrow, and I know he's not going to be bothered either way. Either way, keep the comments coming in. Let me know about if you did like this type of topic. Let me know. If you didn't, let me know. Same time, let me know about other topics you might want to talk about. Maybe that, you know, if you did like it, you might think, yeah, I do actually. I vibe with it, and I'd like to. What's your opinion on this, or what's your opinion on that? And let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. Like I say, a Q&A is coming soon. I'm stacking up the comments, the questions that you guys have been asking me. That's incoming as well. But yeah, thank you very much for being here, people. It feels mad that I'm even sat here talking to you in a car park. I don't even care when there's people walking past, driving past and all that. It doesn't even bother me, because I'm just here in this moment right now. It's kind of fitting actually, with what we just spoke about. But it's mad to think that this is where we're at, from where we were. It is fucking mind-blowing, especially to, you know, as you get to know me more over time, and we go through, you know, what my situation was like a few years ago even, let alone way before that. It's fucking mad to think this is where I'm sat right now. But I'm proud. I'm very proud. I'm proud of all of us, not just myself, because this is not just me. This is you lot as well. Like, you're feeding into this just as much as I'm pouring into it. You're pouring into it too. With all the love, the shares, the likes, the comments. I can see on the analytics you guys are sharing the video on WhatsApp, and fucking legends, you know what I mean? Not just this video, all the videos on my page. So I appreciate it massively. Yeah, we will do a live at some point as well. Patriot was asking me if I want to do a live. I will do a live at some point. I feel like it's got to be. I don't want to do it sat in the car, because I'd like to get my tiny mite out, and you know what I mean. Just have a bit of a vibe with you lot. Maybe we could do it over the weekend. That might be a good shout. Let me know what you think. Patriot's been asking, and I feel like, you know what? If he's asking, I'm here for it, because you lot are just writing comments and giving me all sorts of ideas, and at the end of the day, I'm doing what you guys are saying for the most part, because it's just what feels right for me, and it's working. It's seeming to, you know, we're growing, guys. We are growing. We're getting more and more watch time. We're getting more and more subscribers. We're getting more and more comments, likes. It's crazy to see, to be honest with you. It is really crazy to see. But yeah, it's mad. I say it every video. I appreciate all of you so fucking much. So thank you very much. Anyway, I am going to go now. I've been saying it for like 5 minutes. I'm actually going to bounce and go and watch this final. Take it easy, everyone. Thank you for being you, and yeah, just try and stay in that moment a little bit more. What's there to lose? Do you know what I mean? See you in a bit.